In the first unit we did BEDMAS, but we skipped exponents because we're doing a whole unit on exponents now, right? So now we'll add those exponents in, yeah? And again, super easy. Here's the problem. Same thing with regular BEDMAS when we didn't use exponents. If you rewrite every step, you can't get it wrong.
One font.
Okay? That is Old English, I believe. But a quick check while you are writing that down. That's not working. Okay? This is key. We are going to stress our exponents here. Okay? Now, the thing about exponents, really, again, that's strike two. Bring your phone over. Unbelievable. Let's go. I was having it in front of my face pushing buttons, Mr. Myers. Bring it up. You can have it back for your work. All right. Okay, your headphones in. I'm talking. I don't care, Paneet. I don't know why only you have problems with this. It's not rocket science, okay? This makes perfect sense because all exponents is multiplying, yeah? And we know multiplying goes first in BEDMAS. So that's the reason it's there, okay? So, let's look at this. Again, I stress, if you write each step down, you can't do it wrong. These are super easy. You can do them in your head. But again, as always, the work and the notes are only there to show you what to do. Okay? When you go out in the real world, you're going to be an electrician, you're going to be a doctor, whatever, a vet, a plumber, it doesn't matter. You start training with little things, right? You wire up a light switch and one light bulb. That's the beginning of your training as an electrician. By the end of it, you can wire up a house. That's what this is. Too many of you guys think that this, oh, I got it. And then as soon as we make the question slightly more difficult, no, I don't know how to do it. It's a really bad habit to get into. Don't get into it. Okay? So yes, you can do this in your head. I know you can do this in your head. Every single one of you can do this in your head. But that's not the point. The point is, when it gets to be beyond what you can do in your head, if you do these steps, then you can still do it, even though you can't do it in your head. Okay? And it comes really bad when we get to algebra, because everyone's like, I can't do algebra. Ah. Because you won't write down the easy ones. So, write it down. It says evaluate. What does evaluate mean? Right, it means the answer with no exponents. So let's deal with this. Is there an exponent there? Of course there is. You can do this in your head, right? This question and this question alone, we are going to write out everything to make sure. You say to yourself, step one, self, you BEDMAS. And you say, okay, there's an exponent. That means I got to deal with it first. Exponent, 2 cubed plus 1. Rewrite every step. 2 cubed is 2 times 2 times 2 plus 1. You multiply first. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8 plus 1. And your answer is, of course, 9. Now that one's easy. The easiest one we can possibly do because it worked left to right. Correct? And the exponent was on the left, so it was the first thing we saw. Because that's how we read. We read left to right. Unless, of course, we were in China where we would read up and down. Or if we were reading Hebrew, which is right to left.
Could you just add 1 to the 2? If you add 1 to the 2,
No.
you wouldn't get that.
You wouldn't. Because that would be 3 cubed, which would be 27. Right? So we look at the second one. Step 1. We BEDMAS. Where is the first thing we BEDMAS?
Bracket.
There are no brackets. So what's the next thing we BEDMAS?
Exponent.
Is there an exponent? Yes, so we are only going to deal with the exponent. Does 8 have an exponent? No. So we are not going to touch 8, but we are going to do minus. Now, this is where your stuff from yesterday comes in. What is the base? 3. So what is repeated in multiplying? 3. So this is minus 3 times 3. Now what math do you do? Minus or multiply? Multiply. So this becomes 8 minus 9, which is what? -1. Cool? All right, and finally, BEDMAS. Where do you start? Is there brackets? Are they BEDMAS-y brackets? How do you know? There's a math operation in there. So I got to take care of my brackets first, which is 3 minus 1, which is what? 2 cubed, which is what? 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. Is everybody good? Remember, I already know that you can all do the ones this easily in your heads. I know that. You know that. But, again, the problem is, if you don't actually understand this, when it gets more difficult and it looks different, you're going to tell me you can't do it. Just like a bunch of you did with the very first question from the textbook. Because instead of saying the number squared, I drew out a square. Well, I didn't. The textbook did. And you're like, what? Understand? So, now again, these blanks mean what? They're the maximum amount of steps you could take. Do you need to fill them all in? No, only if you need to. So, if I were you guys, I would fill this first one in doing every single step because I'm practicing exponents. I would look at that and where would I start? The exponent, because BEDMAS. So 4 squared, and I would write 4 times 4, because if I write it out, I can't do it wrong, can I? What is 4 times 4? So that becomes 16 plus 3, which is what? 19. Now, if I'm doing this in my head, I don't bother writing this one out because I know 4 squared is 16. Picking up what I'm putting down? And I got lots of that in my head. I got a lot of memorized ones. 3 to the 4th is 81. I just know that. Okay? 16 squared. I know it's 256. It's not because I'm smarter than you guys, it's just because I've practiced more. Okay? So when you start, after you've done a lot of practice with exponents and some of the values are stuck in your head, like 3 cubed is 27. When some of that gets in your head, then you can start skipping some steps. But until then, it's not a good idea. Okay? 6 cubed, 216. There's numbers that come up over and over again. And as you go further in math, they're going to start sticking in your head. And then you'll be able to start skipping steps. But until then, I really recommend writing them out. So what's this? I've already given you the 2 times 2. What's this one? 5 times 5. What's 5 times 5? 25 minus, what's 2 times 2?
4.
What's 25 minus 4? 21. Let's come to this one. Where would you start? Okay. What is 2 plus 1? 3. And that 2 plus 1 is squared. So it must be 3 times 3, which is 9. Now see, already 3 times 3 is super easy, duh. But Aiden's skipping that last step. He's not writing out 3 times 3 because he knows 3 squared is 9. Now the problems come up when this becomes 2.4 to the 2.1. You can't do that in your head. Right? So you got to know how to do your calculator. You got to know your basics. What's this one? 5 minus 6 is what? Negative 1. Is that negative 1 the base, or is 1 the base? Negative 1 is the base. Why? Because there were brackets at the beginning. So those brackets stay here. So that becomes what? Negative 1 times negative 1, which is positive 1, because two negatives multiply together to make a positive. That's a very tricky one. Please be aware of that. When we do BEDMAS brackets, we finish the brackets, but the result is the same. Does everyone understand that? Yeah? Technically, this 5 minus 6 squared, what is the base in this expression? No. That's the result of the base. What is the actual base here? 5 minus 6. So if we were going to write it out properly, it would be 5 minus 6 times 5 minus 6, because the whole base repeats, yes? Right? And 5 minus 6 is negative 1, and 5 minus 6 is negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. Does everybody see why this negative has to still be part of the base? Yeah? Okay. Turn the page over. That's adding and subtracting. Now let's talk about multiplying. What do you see here? I see BEDMAS brackets, don't I? But it looks weird, doesn't it, a BA? Because there's brackets in there. Are those BEDMAS brackets? No. Are those BEDMAS brackets? Yes. What did I tell you about BEDMAS in the first unit? When does it apply? All the time. So if I am inside brackets that are already part of BEDMAS, do the BEDMAS rules apply inside those brackets? Yes. So what do I do first? Exponent or multiply? Exponent. So these brackets are still in effect. Am I touching this 2 yet? No, because I'm doing my exponents first. I got to do this. Now, if you're getting good, you might be able to do this in your head. Is that negative part of the base? Yes. So it's negative 2. Is the exponent odd?
Yes.
Yeah. So if it's a negative base and an odd exponent, then this answer is going to be negative, isn't it?
Yes.
And what is 2 cubed? 8. Right? And all of that is squared. Am I done with the brackets yet? No. What are the brackets worth? 2 times negative 8 is what? Negative 16. Now here's where the trick comes in. Is this negative in negative 16 that we know is the result of 2 times negative 8? Is that negative still a base?
No. No.
Some people say yes, some people say no. Look back to the question we just did. When something's in brackets and squared, the whole thing is repeated, yes? So here, isn't this 2 times negative 8 squared? 2 times negative 8. Isn't it? So isn't it negative 16 times negative 16? So is the negative part of the base? Yes. When we write it all out, it's easy to see why. You guys don't want to show work. You guys want to do this. Okay. 2 times negative 8 is negative 16. So then you need to remember that that negative is part of the base. And negative 16 to an even exponent is positive. And you're going to go to your calculator and you're going to find out that it's 256. Is everyone cool? Okay. So let's look at this one. Are there BEDMAS brackets? Yes, there are indeed. So we got to deal with them first. Which is the BEDMAS bracket set? The one on the left or the one on the right? The one on the left. Why a BA? Because there's an operation in there. So, what do I do inside those brackets? Exponents first. Are there two sets of exponents? Yeah, so I got to do 7 squared. What's that?
14.
No. 7 times 7. Yup. Plus, what's anything to the 0 power? 1. 7 times 7 is 49 plus 1. 49 plus 1 is 50. Divided by. Now come over here. Negative 5 to the 1. Is that negative part of the base? So this is negative 5, isn't it? So this is divided by negative 5, divided by negative 5. What's 50 divided by negative 5? Negative 10. Can everybody do this? Do you have to use your calculator? No. If you're going to, though, make sure you know exactly what you're punching in. Okay? Now some of you, again, will have a calculator that's smart enough to punch this in exactly as you see it and get the right answer. But some of you don't. So don't trust your calculator blindly until you actually understand what you're doing. Understand? Okay. So let's go. What have I got here? You can see I've got an exponent. So it's 5 times 3 squared. So it's 5 times 3 times 3. What's 3 times 3? 9. 5 times 9 is 45. Here, what have I got? The exponent first. So that's 8 times 8, which is what? 64 divided by 4, which is 16. If you can't do that in your head. Gouda? Great. Okay, now I've got no blanks here. You guys decide how you want to attack that. If you want to go straight to your calculator for C and D, go ahead. See if you can get the right answer. I'll wait a moment while you punch stuff in. Then I'll write the right answers at the bottom. And then we'll go back and we'll go through it all to show you how to get it. Don't say your answers out loud. Just see if you can get it with the calculator, or write it all out, and we'll see who's right more often. And of course, there's always a bunch of people that don't bother writing it out or doing it. They just wait to write down the notes that I have. But that's okay too. I am watching the TV show Containment. Are any of you watching that show? About a virus in Atlanta?
Is it on?
It's very good. No, it's not on Netflix. It's on TV right now.
What channel?
Global. But they're like 12 episodes in. It'll show up somewhere. It's really good. Especially if you like that kind of virus killing everybody type of story.
Apparently there's some green stuff coming towards us.
No.
What? Actually, it's like a water virus.
No, there's not.
It was on All the News yesterday. All the News is alive.
Yeah, the news that told us 5 years ago that we were all going to die from West Nile virus and there was no cases of it. News is there to make you watch TV, Puneet. That's why they tell you that stuff. Right? When was the last time you heard of Zika virus? Exactly. It's going to come back because we're about to do the Olympics, right? There was nothing about Zika virus forever. Now all of a sudden 3 Olympic athletes have said, I'm not going to Brazil because of Zika virus. Now it's back in the news. Why? Because it's sexy again. It's got nothing to do with, they never cured Zika. It's still there. There are still babies being born with shrunken heads, but it's not news anymore because other stuff was cooler. All right.
I know what it is.
So what's this answer?
58.
50. What's this answer?
164.
164. So of course you went 3 squared, which is 9 plus 1 squared, divided by 2 to the 1. That is 10 squared divided by 2 to the 1, which is 100 divided by 2, which is, of course, 50. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. 10 squared is, of course, 100 plus 2 times 2 squared. 2 times 4, all squared. 100 plus 8 squared, which is 100 plus 64, which is 164. If the question asks you to, I expect to see this. Now, is there any way for me to know, if you show me all this, whether or not you used your calculator? No, there's no way to know as long as I see that. Understand? So you can, this is what I was talking about in the first day. You can use your calculator to find what 10 squared is if you don't know it in your head, but I want to see the work written out if I've asked for it. With me? Okay. And finally, here's what I was talking about a couple of days ago. The skill testing question to win the movie tickets. Or in my case, it was to get a large fries.
Is that for large fries?
Well, it wasn't that question. It was the whatever the McDonald's question was. Remember I told you the story? And the girl's like, it's 7. No, it wasn't. It's not. Yes, it is. It's not 7. Yes, it is.
Did you get the fries?
Of course I got my fries. Look at me. Do you think I miss out on fries? Especially at McDonald's. Actually, to be fair, I have been cutting back on fries. I don't remember the last time I had fries. But you know what I got yesterday? I have my favorite fast food burger. You guys know me a little bit. What do you think is my favorite fast food burger? No. In Canada. You can't count In-N-Out Burger. That only exists in California, Nevada, and Arizona. No.
A Big Mac.
No. No.
Where's it from?
The Whopper.
No, I'm not going to tell you. Then you'll know.
Is it a Whopper?
No.
Cheeseburger.
What?
Cheeseburger.
Burger.
Okay, I'll tell you because you're never going to guess. It's the Teen Burger.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right? The Teen Burger is a delicious burger. It is good. You know what I found yesterday? A better burger than the Teen Burger.
A double.
No.
Burger.
Right now, Wendy's has the bacon mozzarella burger.
Oh, that thing's amazing.
Holy crap. Garlic bun, bacon, mozza, lettuce, tomatoes, all the usual stuff. Garlic mayonnaise.
No, I had it.
Oh, good. If any of you are vegetarians, I'm sorry, because you're missing out. Are any of you vegetarians? It's a rough go, hey, buddy? I'm sorry, man. But you guys will live way longer than me.
But you'll have a happy life.
No, I disagree. I know plenty of people that are vegetarians that are very happy.
Why don't you eat?
Because they don't. Because they don't. Why do you eat meat?
Because it's good.
There you go.
Riley just said
All right.
vegetarians could eat chicken and not meat.
So,
Mr. Myers,
What?
Riley just said
No, I didn't.
vegetarians could eat meat but not beef.
No, I didn't.
Beef, chicken,
Yeah, they
Yeah.
can eat. That's what I said. Chicken.
chicken is meat.
so I'm a chicken farmer. I'm watering my chicken plant. It's growing. Squawk, squawk, squawk. And I can pick it and go. What? It's kind of like the vegetarians that eat eggs. Oh, it's not an animal product. Yeah, you're right. The egg grew on a plant and I picked it off. Anyways, did Corin win the movie tickets? Yes or no? Go.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course he did. But I said show your work. So where do you start? Do you do anything to 120?
Exponent.
Nope. Do you do anything to 20 cubed?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to do that. What is 20 cubed? Oh my God, Mr. Myers, I can't do that in my head. Sure you can.
2000.
8,000, because 2 cubed is 8, and the 0, remember we did powers of 10. Anything that's a 10, it's the number of 0, so it's 8,000. Divided by 10 cubed, which is 1,000, plus 12 times 120. So we go 120, because I ain't touching that yet. What do I do first here? 8,000 divided by 1,000, which is 8. Yeah? Plus 12 times 12. 12 times 12 is 140. Plus the 0 is 1440. Then we just add it up. 1568. So Corin won the movie tickets. Because remember, in Canada, legally, you got to do something to get anything for free. Technically. Answer a skill testing question. Draw a chicken plant.
Eggplant.
You know an eggplant is a thing, yeah? It's not a plant that has little white eggs growing. Okay, just making sure. Okay, who's...
On the video, when
Yes, it will be.
I'll watch that when I get home.
Who's winning a Caribbean cruise? And if you are winning a Caribbean cruise, who's taking their favorite math teacher? Because you're probably going to have to go during school hours, and you don't want to fall behind.
I'll take you. What's that?
That's one of the worst things about being a teacher, Dylan. If you win a trip and you have to take it during school time, you can't take it.
Why?
Because you're not allowed to take time off.
Why can't you just say you're sick?
Yeah.
Because if you're not actually sick, they would fire you.
So they won't be like, I'm going on.
How would they not know?
What if you're going to get surgery from Hawaii?
My surgery.
That's actually not a bad thing to try. I need surgery,
It's in
but it's in Mexico. I do know a kid whose family did that. They didn't have a lot of money and they didn't have dental coverage, and the kid needed a root canal. So they took a family trip to Mexico because dentistry in Mexico is super cheap.
But they spend so much going.
No, it's fine.
It probably costs more for gas than it did for the whole root canal.
Well, they were going to go on the trip anyway, Paneet.
Oh.
So they went on the trip and at the same time got the kid's teeth fixed.
Win-win situation.
Absolutely. But for me, like my sister got married on Vancouver Island at a really nice resort that you had to fly to. I couldn't go because it was during school.
You didn't go to your sister's marriage?
No, because I couldn't go. It would have cost me. I would have had to miss 5 days of school. That's
I missed 5 days of school.
$2,000
What?
that it would have cost me.
You make $8,000 a month?
Would you have gone to your sister's wedding if it would have cost you $2,000 in wages? Of course you wouldn't have.
Yeah, probably I would.
Right? Now everybody says, well, teachers get so much time off. Yeah, we do. They're right. We absolutely do. But if anything happens except during that time off, we can't
Don't
go.
you guys take one vacation a year?
Huh?
Don't you guys take like one vacation?
No.
Yeah, summer.
Yeah, summer. And Christmas and spring break. If anything happens other than that, we can't go. If I win a week-long cruise in November, I can't go. Unless I want to lose all my salary.
Isn't it called like first?
No. What part of this is complicated, Paneet? I know you apparently are bad at hearing the word no.
No.
It's not even applying to you. This applies to me. No. You know what that means, right? Okay.
My principal would do personal leave.
Principals are different. They're not teachers. They have different rules.
The only other leave you can have is like the people teacher on their maternity.
Well, that's a medical reason.
Yeah.
You get paid for that.
You still get paid, but not really. You pay in. It's part of your employment insurance. Okay, so who's taking me on the cruise?
Myself.
Where do we start? Brackets. What's 6 plus 4? 10. Plus, what's 3 squared? 9 times 10. Minus, what's 10 squared? 100 divided by 4. Now what? Do I touch the 10? No. What's 9 times 10? Minus. Do I do the minus? What do I do? which is
25.
25. What's 10 plus 90?
100.
Minus 25
75.
equals 75. Who got it right? Who's taking me on a cruise? Well, thanks, guys. Can you try and convince them to do it at Christmas time so I can go?
Break both your arms so you get like, you don't have to go to school.
That'll be a fun cruise.
Hey guys!
Hi, guys.
Say you got a concussion.
How's it going?
Say you got a concussion from playing rugby.
It wouldn't work, you guys.
Why not?
Because some idiot that I was with would put on Facebook that I was with
Actually get
them.
a concussion.
Well, then again, it wouldn't be a fun trip. Locked in my boat on the high seas with a concussion. That would be awesome.
I saw a commercial about that. It's like a guy faking, like he said that he was sick and he went out mountain biking and he posted a picture.
Yeah.
And the guy called me, he's like, hey, you know, everyone just saw your picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Commercial
When you
for.
progress-
I don't even remember what it was a commercial for.
Facebook commercial.